Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you're watching this channel, someone sent me an email asking me, YOLENO, how comes we've not gotten details about the grilling that took place at the IPOA offices? I want to be honest with you, details are out, but scanty. There could have been a very deliberate attempt to try to, protect Lagat. Why would our IPOA do all these things in secrecy? What was the reason behind it? We are told that the grilling took 3 hours, approximately 3 hours. But nobody saw DIG Lagat walk in and walk out. That is why you find that there are so many questions as to whether indeed there was this grilling. But sources have confirmed that indeed Lagat was grilled.
Lagat alihojiwa kwa zaidi ya saa 3 kama vile ambavyo Rose Wangoi anaarifu.
Lakini IPOA inamulikwa kwa kuendesha mahojiano ya Lagat chini ya giza la kamera, haswa ikizingatiwa kuwa hili ni swala lililo na mizizi ya umma. Katika muda wa saa 3 alizohojiwa Lagat, hakuna mwanahabari alimuona akiingia au kutoka katika mahojiano hayo.
But take note of this. There was no camera, no media invited. The whole thing was done in secrecy. Now, that happened at the time whereby Jibril, who is Assistant Director Investigation, the one who is in charge of investigating this matter surrounding Albert's murder, was summoned in court to react to why their accusations that the phone that is in his possession was being used to solicit for funds from people. So before we explore this story, ladies and gentlemen, about the secrecy surrounding Lagat's grilling, kindly take this opportunity and help this channel grow by liking this video. Subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Details of Lagat's grilling have remained scant, but a source who spoke to the Standard revealed that Lagat played innocent throughout the questioning process, saying he learned of the arrest of Ojwang through police communication systems. So, what this story is trying to tell us is that Lagat was not aware that the police were going to arrest, Albert Ojwang. If this story from Standard is true, based on what we are being told, because just like I told you, details are not there. We don't have complete details about what was recorded. So tukona kitu kidogo tu, because one thing that we have is that among those who grilled DIG Lagat were the authorities chairperson Ahmed Issa Hassan and Chief Executive Officer Elema Halaki, and then with other teams. And during that grilling, Lagat could have told them that he did not know that Albert was going to be arrested. Take note of this. He did not know that Albert was going to be arrested. If that is the case, assuming that statement is what IPOA have, that would mean he did not order for the arrest of Albert. Now, this message is differing with the position that James Mukwana gave. James Mukwana told us about an order from DIG through OCS to him. And we saw a scenario where Mukwana's lawyer, and I'm talking about Danson Omari, came out and told Kenyans not to believe in that statement, to wait for his interrogation of the suspect. So what we are being confronted here, ladies and gentlemen, is a scenario where Lagat did not order for the arrest. That is according to this story. But according to the father of Albert Ojwang, he was told that the DIG is the one who was not happy. So there are two scenarios to this statement, assuming IPOA takes this matter venye iko. One, IPOA might apportion the blames to the DCI, who have already apportioned blames on the OCS, and say that the DCI acted bila kufuatizia mambo mengine, wakaenda kumarrest Albert, despite the fact that DIG alalamika. So DIG alalamika, yes, but hakusema mkamshike. DIG alalamika, then probably DCI wakafanya uchunguzi wao, wakatafuta ni nani huyu, wakamshika, wakamleta, then maybe some punishment ikafanyika. According to this story ni kwamba ilifanyika without DIG knowing that ilifanyika. Then baada ya kufanyika hii mambo, ikatokea bahati mbaya kwamba sasa yule mtu ameaga. Sasa deal with this issue. Yeah, hizo ni zile vitu nasema siri, kama ulikuwa umeka siri inalepukia hapo. Wacha nikupe mfano. Kuna wakati I owned a tuk-tuk, and then this tuk-tuk I gave it to a friend of mine because he was doing some, he was employed as a barber somewhere, and because he had done driving, and normally if you own a tuk-tuk, a day you're supposed to be given 1,000 shillings. So what I did, because this is a friend of mine, I told him that you just give me half of the amount for a particular duration, and then maybe after that duration you'll be giving me a quarter of what, or 3/4 of what you're supposed to give me. That is, if you're supposed to give me 1,000 per day, just give me 800, but the rest of the money imsaidie. So what happened is that this particular friend of mine, the days I had given him to, like I say, ni zile siku ambazo alikuwa anipatia to only 500, half of what he's supposed to provide. Indeed, what he did, he ended up looking for another driver. Akapatia huyu driver hile tuk-tuk, ili sasa that driver will be giving him that 1,000, then he will be channeling 500 as the agreed amount for 2 weeks. So anaenda up kwamba yeye pia amekuwa boss wa ile mwenye ile tuk-tuk to another person, so he's benefiting. So he forgot that the agenda was to help him. I was trying to help him, ndio at least I was stable kidogo. But then one day, kwa sababu siri haiwezi fichika, one day ajali katokea. Then he had to tell me that he was not the one driving, someone else has been driving it. That is when I learned about everything. So I'm using that example and bringing you back to the example, to what happened to Albert. I'm assuming IPOA decides to agree with the statement from Lagat kwamba Lagat hakujua, lakini alijua kilipoumana. Yeye alijua tu kwamba alishtaki, lakini sasa kumbe watu wanafanya uchunguzi chini ya maji, wakamleta, wakampeleka pale Central, wakafanya vile walifanya, ghafla binfu akaaga. So ilibidi sasa Lagat ajue, kwa sababu huyu mtu ameaga, na ameaga na jina ambalo limeanziwa jina ni lake, kwamba yeye ni mlalamishi mkubwa, lakini ameaga. So this statement from Lagat, I know Kenyans hawataikubali, assuming this is what Lagat told them, that he learned about the passing of Albert through the police. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.